One of the most common questions we get from our listeners is what we tell our children about our home and our relationship. And for us, it's a little bit different than others. Our children were very young when we all met. They were 3 and 5, and just at very receptive ages to welcome Liv when they met her. And prior to meeting her, we had kind of prepared them for meeting a new person. And we have big families, and they were used to adults being around all the time. So they adapted pretty quickly. Yes. Yeah. They know when a new grown-up is around, usually that means like candy and special treats and good food for dinner. Yeah. Maybe a babysitter came, like the first day Liv came, a babysitter came to hang out with the kids while we all went out on a date.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, the initial intros were very easy.
Actually, I remember I did get them some gifts. I don't remember. Did I ask you, Josh, what to get them?
I don't remember.
Because I was nervous. I was like, I don't know what to buy them. I don't know what to do. But I did get them something so I don't show up empty-handed. So they'll be like excited to see me. But they were very welcoming. It was a very easy introduction.
Yeah, when you're a little person, it's very exciting when anybody from the outside world comes into the house.
I felt very special.
Yes. And I was careful too to not like force them to be super affectionate. Like I didn't force them to give hugs or anything like that unless they were comfortable. Like our daughter's very affectionate, and the son is a little more reserved. Like, do you want to give her a hug? Like, no. Okay, that's fine.
It took him a while to warm
up
to
me. High five? Yeah. So
he doesn't want to give anybody hugs though.
He's still,
He does now. He's different.
It's hit or miss now. Yeah. Yes. But no, they definitely, now they love having Liv around, and she's a part of the family when she's at work and not home when they come home from school. Like, where's Liv? So,
yeah, definitely. We spent time together, and I feel like I've purposefully tried not to be a second mom. I wanted to be the cool aunt or the cool older sister, and we have a very, very good relationship. I enjoy their company, and hopefully they enjoy mine too.
Yeah. It was like Char said, a lot of listeners write in about this. This is like an ongoing thing. And it's hard for us to help because our children were young and they were so, adaptable to the situation. They loved it. And even when Liv moved in, it was like, we get another person to help and play games with and do fun things with. And Liv brought cats. We didn't have any animals.
Yes.
So, that was a big deal.
They were obsessed with the cats. They were following the cats around the house and feeding the cats. And so it just went really well. We are having guests on soon. This month, we're having a lot of Throuples coming on the show. And some of them have a lot of different situations. So I'm excited to ask them, how did you guys integrate, your children together when they're older, especially in the teenage years? It's got to be more challenging. So
I think one principle that probably would apply across all ages is just not having any expectations or limitations on what the relationship has to be, can be, cannot be. We can just had an open hand with it. And when Liv came in and was moving in, it's like we had the conversations with her, like, what role do you want to have in the kids' lives? Like, do you want to be like a second mom, or do you want them to call you like mama? Right. Or
And I don't think I had a specific requirement. I just wanted things to progress naturally. Yeah. I didn't know how they would receive me, and I wanted us to develop our relationship in a very natural, beautiful way. And I purposefully treated them like equals from the very beginning. I didn't act like, the adult that comes in and all of a sudden there's these new rules and this strange person that's telling them how to do things, which I think it would be very uncomfortable for somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I also wanted to make sure, though, it was you had all the authority of a parent because especially our oldest, she is a smart little shit, and she will play all of us against each other.
You're right.
Yeah.
She tries every avenue to get what she wants. So it's like,
at the beginning, I remember there were some times when she wouldn't see me as an authority figure, and both of you made sure to tell her a few times that I have the same authority as you two.
Yes.
So that was helpful.
Yeah, and there would be punishments dispensed as well. Yep. Like if we see her not listening, it's like, all right, you're on timeout. If she didn't obey you the same way she obeyed us, like, okay, you know the consequences for not obeying your grown-ups. And usually that is an adaptation that I made, was instead of saying like, listen to your dad, or, listen to your mom, it's listen to your grown-up. Like, because we are your grown-ups. So it's, I found the verbiage that works well for me.
You were very easygoing. I've seen moms that can be very territorial when it comes to their kids. And I didn't feel that from you, Char. You were very easygoing, and you did your best to integrate me in the family. I had a very easy, great time. Thank you. It was really good. Especially for me, I don't have any kids. I have very little experience with children. So I was nervous. I didn't know what's going to happen. But the kids are so well behaved. It was such a pleasure from the very beginning. I had no issues whatsoever.
And the kids adapted to you so fast. It was like, it was interesting to see that, say somebody had a scraped knee or whatever, they will go to any one of us. There isn't one over the other. You know? Sometimes they want to go to you for affection, or they want, or they want to go to Char for something else.
Right.
And I thought that was really interesting. And, one thing is that Liv's an amazing cook. So when she came in, the kids loved the food so much. They were like, the food had gotten so much better.
Yes.
Except for our son, who hates peppers, and Liv puts peppers in everything, especially any traditional Romanian dish that she makes. So, but other than that, I'd be like, the food went way up in quality.
Way, a huge improvement.
I like taking care of them, and I definitely enjoy. So I enjoy that I get to benefit from being a mom without necessarily having all the responsibilities. All the mom responsibilities are still on you, Char, but I get to take part in that. Because for me, it's always been like the fear of like, oh my God, that's why I never had any kids. I was like, I don't want that. That would freak me out, but I get to like kind of try a little by little. So I never felt that you imposed anything on me, or you're like, okay, now like they're your problem too. It was a very slow integration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's interesting now. It's like, fast forward, 2 Christmases later. Now our oldest is following you around going, I want to play Unicorn Candyland. And you're sitting there playing Unicorn Candyland by the Christmas tree. It's just, it's interesting how fast the progression went.
One thing that I've noticed, because there's a third adult in the house, they get more because I have things that I offer them that you guys don't have. So there's more love, more attention, more games. That's something that I think any kid would appreciate.
And something you also did, I remember real early on, you said, if you guys ever want to go out, and I will watch the kids.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind.
Right.
Like, that was so refreshing that we were able to, Char and I would have individual date nights sometimes.
Right.
And then the kids get so excited, like, Liv is babysitting us.
I know. I'm trying to tell them, like, no, I'm not babysitting you. You're not even doing anything special.
They say anytime one of us is home alone with him, it's like, Mom is babysitting us tonight. Like, because the dynamics are different when it's only one grown up home with them, and you guys are out, or we are out.
They usually get to have more fun.
Different, you pop popcorn and eat pizza or whatever.
Yeah, let's just watch scary movies.
Yes. There's nightmares for a week, but they had a fun time. Gremlins.
One of the things that I have imposed on myself was the fact that I didn't want to discipline them. And that's something that I did because I am not their parent, and I don't want to be the one doing that. I don't think it's my business. If you guys would ask me to do something, I would, but I want you guys to have all the say in that.
But you do have your own disciplines, because I see you take privileges away and stuff. That
I do, but that's when it's something. So, for example, if it's something that they're doing to me, they're not listening to me or something like that, then yes, I step in and I take care of it. But if it's something that they didn't do at school, or they had a problem, or like, I always refer it to you, because I don't think that's my problem. Not my problem. It sounds bad. I don't think it's my right to do that.
Yeah, I do really appreciate the boundaries that you've put on yourself, because I do think it's overwhelming for the kids when they have 3 people coming down on them. And even with Josh and I, usually it's like one person at a time is the heavier hand. So yeah, if there's a problem at school, it's not like you come home and you're getting it from all angles.
Right.
Like, okay, one of us will handle this. And usually if it's a bigger problem or a repeat problem, it's like, all right, you're dealing with daddy now. But typically I'm the one that handles the day-to-day stuff. I'm the one that's in contact with the teachers and yeah. Overall, our children are very good students. And very.
One thing that I also like. So I'm not disciplining them, but at the same time, if you discipline them and they're trying to come to me and like get away with something, I don't allow that. So united front.
Yes. Yeah, that is something we're really good about, having each other's backs for sure. And we can usually tell too when they're trying to play us, like, have you already asked somebody else for this?
I just assume they're trying to play me. I say no. I'm a typical dad all the time. Can we have chocolate milk? No.
I did the same thing. Honestly, I'm like, go to ask mom.
Yes. In regards to like if something came up that we know is different than how other families do it, I always just acted like it's normal. So because whatever we put out as normal is what they're going to receive as normal. I've talked about this in other episodes as well. So like when we all started sleeping together on the weekends, or actually when Liv first moved in and Josh was spending every other night in the room with Liv and then every other night with me, that, before that, they just always knew that daddy was with me unless he was traveling out of town. And then all of a sudden they wake up and it's like, wait, where is dad? And it's like, oh, he's downstairs in Liv's room.
There was a little bit of confusion, but nothing.
You would see like kind of the weird look on their face, like, what? And then I was just like, yeah, like, well, come climb in bed with me. Let's watch TV. I was like, oh, cool. And it just, because I didn't make it to be a weird thing or try to explain like, well, yeah, I know this is different, guys. Like, I just was like, yeah, no, this is normal now.
Right.
And then they just like, oh, okay, cool.
Right. And they're still young enough that they haven't really asked any questions. They know we're a throuple. Yeah, for sure. And they don't know other throuples.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think it's anything unusual. Like plenty of kids have two moms, two dads, whatever combination.
Yeah.
Well, they got used to it. Like you said, it was like a progression. It's like, oh, I was in every other room. And then we started all sleeping in the same room on weekends. They got used to that. The latest what they was, where's mom and Liv? They went to bed early. Why? They were tired, of you guys.
Yes, one-on-one time. When we're interacting with people and organizations outside the house, it is a little different because the world is not set up for a home with three parents.
Yeah.
Like even when there's functions at the school, it very clearly says you can only have 2 adults per child. So usually when there's things like our daughter's kindergarten graduation last fall, like I called down to the school. I was like, well, what if the child has 3 parents?
3 parents.
Yeah. I was like she's got 2 moms, and they're like, like what? Like a stepmom? I was like, well, sure. Like,
whatever she want to call it.
She put me on hold and like asked somebody, and they came back like, yeah, that should be fine. And I understand, like you can't have everybody showing because they're fitting in these little tiny classrooms, but at the same time, our child isn't going to understand. It's like they live with all of us.
Right.
And maybe if it was a situation with a divorce or something like that, and they were used to, somebody always not being there, maybe it would be a little more understandable. But like with this, like we're always a part of their lives. So,
and there's other things like last summer when we were taking them to daycare, and I was supposed to also drop them and pick them up. And I went to get my fingerprints done and everything, and I couldn't do it because they only allowed 2 parents to pick them up or drop them off. So
yeah, our daughter was in a play last year, and it was like we stood out like a sore thumb.
Yes, we always do. Yes. What's going on there? Why is there 3 of them?
Yes, she's clearly not an aunt. I like standing out though.
It's fun. So yeah, we try to do things together as much as possible, like have the entire family there. But sometimes we can't do it. But we really try.
but also because there's 3 of us, it's very often that only one of us can show up to a school event or something like the Christmas party, and like one of us will go and whereas in a 2-parent home, usually both parents are working and, you know,
Yep.
So
there's always
nobody
somebody
can be there for the kids. So, yeah. No. Other things that are different because of Liv. I grew up in a home that was very peaceful and non-confrontational. And I always really respected that. Like my parents, you know, were very big on we're a united front. You know, you're not going to see them contradicting each other in front of the kids, which is something that we've carried forward as well, which I love. But we have a lot more disagreements than what I ever saw in my parents. And I didn't even realize until after Liv moved in how much that hindered me, because I didn't have that example of healthy conflict resolution growing up. And I don't remember where I was hearing it. I think it was a book, a parenting book or something I read. They were talking about like, don't just always save everything for behind closed doors. Like it's healthy to see your grown-ups
dealing with the good and the bad.
Yeah. And not talking like not screaming at each other or, you know, having any kind of unhealthy interactions, but like, it's okay to disagree. It's okay to have your own voice. Like, so that is something that definitely changed for the positive after you moved in, Liv. And then also just the example that we're setting for the kids in be true to yourself. Like, what is right for you might not be what the vast majority of society is doing, but pave your own way and do what's best for you and the ones that you love most and want to share your life with.
Yeah. And our home is full of love. There's a lot of love. And I think the kids definitely like they thrive on that. Yeah. They're very snuggly and they enjoy it. And whenever 2 of us hug, they're always there in the middle.
Always jump in on it.
Yes.
You're right.
Yes. Lots of snuggles to go around.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share our episodes with people just like yourselves.
Please tell us in the comments if you have children and have any tips for others in these relationships, or if you have any questions, further questions that you want us to answer about how we interact with our kids in our relationship.
And we'll see you next time.